so excited to be here, and I'm honored, and I just want to say that I'm grateful and I thank you for coming and for this opportunity for me to share some of my experiences with you. How many of you are brand new and you haven't ever seen the product, you've never seen it demonstrated? Raise them high. Okay, thank you for volunteering to come up and help me test. Now how many are brand new? Exactly. Well, one person. There was like 4. Like Lorraine said, I was around ZeroPoint. How many of you have been around for a year or 2 or even 3? ZeroPoint Global, awesome. And how many of you were at the last event they had in Phoenix? Okay, I was at that event. I was there. And I see a couple familiar faces. And I want to just share with you something that's so exciting and brand new, and so many of you already know it, so I'm going to kind of start 10 steps ahead as opposed to at the very beginning. But there's a new thing coming. It's called energetic wellness, and it's a way that it's an approach to wellness is really what it is. It's an approach to wellness. And if you look at the history of wellness, did you guys know, well, the way we practice wellness today with medicine is called allopathic medicine. I don't know if you've ever heard that term. I really hadn't until just a few years ago. But did you know that, like, around the turn of the night, around the 1900s, 1910 or 20, did you know that the main source of wellness was homeopathic medicine? And if you look at wellness, all that they're trying to do is to establish a baseline. They're trying to get you into a baseline of health. That's what they call it. And homeopathy and naturopathy are great because they're holistic and they are non-invasive. Do you agree? Yeah. And so, but there's not a lot of money in it. Do you agree with that? It's not a very profit-centered way to heal people. And so they came along with this really expensive way to heal people. And so that took the precedence, and they actually, for a while, I believe homeopathy was illegal, but it isn't anymore, but it was for a while. And so that if you look at the history of wellness, you've got this time where things were starting to go really great, and then the chemotherapy and the radiation and the surgery and the drugs all came. And the way I like to look at that is, if I had a light here on really bright, and we said, let's turn the light off and put a towel over it. You can't, it just got dark in the room, but the light's still on, right? And it's burning away in there, just like it was before. Probably going to burn the towel, we're going to have a fire. So allopathic medicine pushes us to a baseline of health with drugs, chemotherapy, radiation, and other invasive forms. Are we in agreement so far? Okay. You guys are great. So easy. Nobody disagrees so far? Excellent. Then the next step, as we've seen in evolution, is the holistic medicines that we've seen come in the last 30, 40, 50 years. They really never went away, but they become more popular as more people realize that chemotherapy, for example, is only 20% effective. Did you know that? 20% of people benefit from chemotherapy only. And so more of us, like I had people in my family die after chemotherapy and radiation. And everyone in my family was on prescription drugs. The average person at the age of 60 is on 11 prescription drugs. 11 prescriptions. Isn't that amazing?
It's disgusting.
It is. I agree with you. And so about, I don't know, it was 8 or 10 years ago, I took my mom to Mexico when she had lung cancer. And a naturopath there completely cured her of the cancer in 6 weeks. And he was looking, it's a huge step in the right direction. This is all going to tie together in a minute. Bear with me. But it's a huge step in the right direction because he was trying to establish complete balance or homeostasis or a baseline of health, but he wasn't invading the body. He was actually doing it by looking at her blood. And I saw her blood. It was light pink when she went there, and 3 weeks later it was so dark red it was black. And he was doing something to the blood, and his way of bringing someone into homeostasis was doing something to the blood. I can't explain it, but it worked. She was declared cancer-free. And her doctor back in Missouri said, no, I must have misdiagnosed you. That guy in Mexico's a quack. So, works for me as long as she was, got rid of the cancer, right? And so, the next step in wellness was this naturopathy, the natural, holistic way, where they're not invading you, but they're bringing you into a baseline of health. But where are they looking to do that? They're looking inside your body, right? So the next step is what you guys all know, it's energetic wellness, which is So exciting because it is the next big thing, and you guys are the people finding out about it in the Western Hemisphere first, but I can tell you, I've traveled to Asia for the last 2 years, and it's huge over there. As a matter of fact, I was walking around in Singapore, in Chinatown. So just imagine it's like 10 by 10 booth after booth, and this booth is selling a guy he did calligraphy for my wife and I of our names in Chinese, right? The next guy tailored me a suit in 30 minutes. And the next one had energetic wellness products. Products that don't invade your body to bring about wellness. It's extremely accepted there in Asia. Did you know? It's amazing. And I was actually flying from Singapore to Hong Kong, and in the seat back pocket in front of me, I picked the magazine up, and what do I find? Bracelets with magnets and other pendants and other energetic wellness products. I went to Kuala Lumpur and went to a clinic that did not have one needle or one thing that you put in your mouth. And this is the crazy part. And I forgot something in my satchel here, so I'm not leaving.